Hello, I am Alana Mackenzie Page, a dating and intimacy coach who can help you turn on your personal allure and attract love into your life. And I'm also the author of my book, The Art of Feminine Seduction, which is a dating guidebook for straight women, teaching you to reclaim your power in dating, sex, and love, and create the relationship you really want to experience. So today I'm going to be talking about how to get a man to ask you out without prodding, nudging, forcing, controlling, getting into that kind of controlling energy. It's all about staying in your feminine energy, and we'll talk a little bit more about what that means. Before we get going, if you are interested in this kind of content and you'd like to learn more about it, please click like and subscribe and stay connected here on my channel. So let's dive right into it. I'm going to begin with a passage from my book. Emile was a professional football referee. He was tall, blonde, and built like someone who ran back and forth on a field for a living and biked everywhere like a true resident of Copenhagen. He had a slow and steady way of communicating, but underneath he was incredibly goofy and kind-hearted. He had traveled extensively and was into yoga and reggae music. "I'd love to meet you in person," I wrote to him after a few days of chatting, communicating my real-time desire instead of playing a mind game as I used to do. 99% of the time, this specific text turns into a serious offer for a date. You shouldn't have to convince a man to date you. You simply need to tell him what you want. Emile did not disappoint. So this is really it. You have to tell a man what you want. And it sounds very simple, but we forget. We forget that we can actually just ask for and say what we want. And so I want to acknowledge that this is actually a difficult process for many people, to really be in a place in a conversation with a potential, or romantic potential especially, where you feel comfortable and confident enough to actually just say what you want. So in an online dating situation, I find that this is relatively comfortable because everybody has already acknowledged that that's why you're there. You're there to meet dates. And so in this way, it can be very natural to kind of just bring up the topic of I would love to meet you. Yeah, I would love to have a phone conversation with you. Really speaking in desire, right? So this is the key. Speaking in desire instead of trying to nail down logistics. Trying to say like, well, are you free Thursday, right? Are you free Thursday for a date? If you come from that place, things start to get messy. Things start to get a little logisticy right away. And sometimes people lose interest while they're trying to figure out the logistics, or it was a little bit too soon for the other person. And I'll talk about that in a little bit about how to get to that place where it is really comfortable to just ask for what you want and then have a man ask you out immediately, making a plan, making it super easy for you and giving you exactly what you want. But let's first talk a little bit about getting to this place of feeling okay, expressing what you want. So you want to be able to identify what it is you want from that person and then be able to ask for it. So that's really the key, is to get into shifting your energy to know what you want, and then being able to express it to the person, where you can just say, I would love to have a phone conversation with you. I would love to meet you in person. I would love to see you sometime in real life. And the way now that I recommend getting to that place in a dating conversation is to implement my strategy, that is what this book is all about, of creating attraction, which yes, you can create attraction with your date, with somebody that you're interested in. You do not have to rely on luck or compatibility, whatever that means to you, or just being in the right place at the right time to attract the right person. You can become someone who is energetically attractive to romantic potentials, to the kind of person that you want to date. And it's all laid out in my book, the energetic process of doing that. And then what you want to do is you want to create attraction, and then what you want to do is create a little bit of sexual tension. So that's chemistry, right? You want to be able to create a little bit of chemistry with the person. Mainly the way that I teach doing this is through flirtation. So you can take my free course, the Sacred Flirtations, or you can just learn about it again in my book. It's also in there. And so you've got attraction, sexual tension, or the chemistry, and then you also want to have a little bit of emotional connection. So that's going to be the emotion of the connection, the sort of beginning of intimacy that you bring to the relationship. And I want to say you can do this on a dating app, right? You can do this very quickly. Again, all in the book. You can very quickly create this kind of rapport with a new person. It does not require a long time. It does not require a lot of chatting. If you don't like to do that in the dating space, you can do it very quickly. And that's how you get to this place of feeling comfortable enough with another person to just ask for what you want and get it, right? So that's what happened for me with Emil, is that we were just chatting for about a week on a dating app. I was getting to know all of these things about him, and then I realized I want to meet him in person. And then all I had to say was, I would love to meet you in person. And he came right back with that offer of, okay, what are you doing Friday? I know this place in downtown Copenhagen. I was living in Denmark at the time. So that is really how simple it can be, is that you have to ask for what you want in order to get a man to ask you out. But it can feel very complicated, especially in person, right? In person, when you haven't actually established that you're both there interested in dating and finding somebody to be in a relationship with. So in that case, I recommend doubling down on that 3-step process I just talked about: the attraction, creating chemistry, and the emotional connection, because that is what's going to help you feel comfortable and understand how the relationship is going, and the sort of it's chemistry. It's the chemistry of a relationship, but it's also the emotional underpinning of a relationship, right? So if you can get to this place where you feel confident in creating attraction, creating the chemistry, the chemical reaction, it's true, it is a chemical reaction, the chemistry, the sexual tension of the relationship, and the emotional connection, it's very easy to begin asking for what you want and then getting asked out, yeah? So if you want to get asked out, start asking men for what you want. Start saying what you want in just very straightforward, without telling them how to do anything, without telling a man how to do it. Just tell him what you want. So I want to meet you, right? I would love to meet you. I would love to see you in person. I would love to chat on the phone sometime. Yeah. Start communicating your real-time desires and just see how your dates begin fulfilling them. I'm Alana Mackenzie Page, dating and intimacy coach, and I help you turn on your allure. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and stick around for more helpful information on how to improve your dating life and finally get what you want in dating, sex, and love.